The number of coronavirus cases around the world has exceeded 2 million, just a week after surpassing the 1.5 million mark. The global death toll is around 137,000. In France, the number of fatalities jumped by more than 1,400 yesterday. This is the biggest single-day increase as the number of nursing homes reported cumulative tolls after the three-day Easter weekend. But on a positive note, the number of cases in hospitals fell by 513 from the day before. South Korea's left-leaning ruling party, led by President Moon Jae-in, won a landslide victory in yesterday's general election. The country is among the first to hold a national election during the COVID-19 pandemic, with citizens being asked to maintain social distancing when voting. All voters were required to clean their hands with sanitizer, don protective masks and gloves, and undergo temperature checks at polling stations. Meanwhile, the use of touchless technology is seeing a boost in Japan amid the pandemic, of course, as hygiene concerns fuel the demand for such technology. Now, Japan owns about half the global market share in the sensors market, and the virus has given new impetus to contactless technology. Joining us now is our Japan correspondent, Walter Sim. Walter, before we talk about touchless tech, Japan declared a state of emergency in 7 prefectures last week. The country currently has over 8,600 confirmed cases and more than 170 people have died. So what's the latest on the ground in Japan?
So, beyond the 7 prefectures last week, Japan is actually now set to expand this state of emergency to the entire country until May 6th. And this comes as the number of cases has been steadily rising over the last week or so. The total number of cases actually by today would look set to cross 9,000. And places like Tokyo, like Osaka, like Hokkaido have emerged as growing areas of concern for Japan. Prime Minister Abe has also come under immense pressure to do more to contain the outbreak after he has been, criticized for taking a rather hands-off attitude at the start of this pandemic. But in any case, the state of emergency in Japan is very much unlike the lockdowns that you would typically think of when you look at other countries like America or Europe or European countries like the UK. So in Japan, local authorities can only appeal for to exercise self-restraint and reduce interaction with other people. They can also only strongly request that businesses in non-essential industries. But all this actually does not come with any criminal penalty at all for those who choose not to, who still choose to go about their daily lives. But I think it says a lot about how Japan sees social responsibility, that a lot of people are choosing to stay home. A lot of businesses have taken up telecommuting. A lot of shopping malls and businesses have chosen to close on their own accord so as to, protect businesses and protect their own employees, their customers. So, as a result, there's actually been some, like we see areas like Shibuya and Shibuya registering a drop of 50 to 60% in footfall as compared to ordinary day. But on the flip side, there are now reports that residential areas are getting increasingly crowded. So I think that's something authorities have to look at. Another effect of this pandemic is that it has forced Japan to, because Japan has been rather outdated in a lot of its practices, it's kind of nudged Japan in a way to finally move on with the times. So we have delivery services for so many restaurants now. Restaurants are starting to offer takeout. Companies, as I mentioned earlier, have begun to adopt telecommuting, and doctors at some medical facilities are also now offering online consultations as well.
Right. Well, let's move on to touchless technology. What are some of the projects that the country is embarking on at the moment?
Right. So because Japan has about 50% of the global market share in sensor technology, so this kind of puts it in a very good position to reinvent existing technology to make them touchless, and especially in this day and age where people are increasingly concerned about hygiene and about touching surfaces in general. So Fujitech, the elevator maker, has launched a new series of lifts on April 1st that the company actually brands as elevators with enhanced public hygiene. So this comes with a feature that's meant to help with social distancing. Then this leaves also come with an optional add-on in how there are built-in sensors for the lift dashboard panel, which actually removes the need for people to actually press the lift button. So all they have to do is actually to just hold their hand near the button of the floor they intend to do, and the sensors will just do the work. But even of course, even if they were to choose to press the buttons, it's safe as well because the buttons apparently come with this antibacterial thing. And the company is actually looking at how to retrofit these features into existing lifts and future upgrades, from what I understand. So moving on to another company, NEC, which is world leader in facial recognition technology. It has built this new system that can recognize faces even if a person is wearing masks or sunglasses. So what this means is that a person can just simply pass through security entries without having to take off their masks and as a result have to touch their faces. So this is currently being tested at their headquarters in Tokyo, and the company hopes to roll it out onto the market by this year.
Right, well, thank you so much, Walter. And that was our Japan correspondent, Walter Sim.